Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter when you may be catching this particular broadcast. I am out to these so your voice manager, and I hope you guys are ready. I'm excited. I don't know if you're as excited as I am. I'm sorry about the glare on my glasses, but we about to fit in the go in. And so I told you guys today is day one of the Warrior series. It's interesting though. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So we're gonna be going live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:45 a.m. And so we were supposed to be live at 7:45, but I was talking to my sister and my niece, and I loved it. Oh, my baby. Good morning. Hey, Nikki. Super. I listen, I shut everything down when it comes to my babies. So talking to my babies for a little while. So I pushed it back. But I am here. I am here. Definitely it's interesting though, because it falls in line with what we're going to be talking about. So today is all about the mindset of a warrior. And guys, this warrior series, I'm like, man, it's about to be it's about to take you to a whole nother level. So I have not shared this out. Make sure that you share it out. Make sure that you invite a few people to the conversation, because they're definitely going to get something out of it, um, if they're looking for success this year. And so, those of you who do not know who I am Out to be Spelzer, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept them silent for way too long. This Warrior series is one that God placed on my heart last week for the whole month of March. And so we are not only, you know, understanding that there is a warrior on the inside of me, which we started that Friday. So if you missed Friday's message, go check that one out. And I keep saying message. If you missed Friday's live, go check that out. Um, but there's a warrior on the inside of you. And not only that, there are warriors around you, amongst you. And when we understand that there are warriors around us, when we understand that we are a warrior, then we stop being a worrier. Somebody catch that. When we realize that we are a warrior, then we stop being a worrier. Because a worrier uh, literally does not feel as though they have any control, and that everything happens to them. Um, that they can't offset anything, they can't do anything about it. It's just life. And so the definition of a warrior is a brave or experienced soldier or fighter. Now, a brave or experienced soldier or fighter, there's a reason why I needed to give you guys that definition first, right? Life circumstances make you brave and experienced. How many of you can understand that? Your life's circumstances make you brave and experienced. And so the fact that you woke up this morning, you are brave and experienced, because there's something you went through in your personal life. There's something you went through in business. There's something you went through in your marriage. There's something you went through with your children that you overcame, and you are brave and experienced. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because your life circumstances are also what makes you believe that you are not brave, and that your experiences are not valuable. It's also those life circumstances, those same things that you endured, that make you feel as though that you are not brave, and that your experiences are invaluable. And so this morning, before we get started with anything else, I need you to understand that you are brave and experienced. Therefore, you are a warrior, because it says a warrior is a brave and experienced soldier or fighter. Are you a fighter? If you woke up this morning, you are a fighter. I don't know if y'all was really ready for this series. I don't know if y'all was really ready for this conversation. But if you woke up this morning, you're a fighter, which makes you brave, experienced, which makes you a warrior. And so our foundational scripture is Romans 12:2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed formed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. The good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That part. That's the foundation for us for this one. Hey, come on. Good morning, Keisha. How are you, sis? That's the foundation for this morning. So I need you to have that understanding. So as we go into having a warrior mindset, first we have to understand the definition of a warrior. We have to understand how it is that we fit into being a warrior. And then on that, we have to go and find what it is we need to stand on, what it is that we need to hold tight to in order for us to have that mindset consistently. Because what happens is you get a call with some bad news that makes you believe that you're not a warrior. You have a breakup that made you believe you were not a warrior. You had your boss treated you a certain type of way and it made you believe that you were not a warrior. Your children did not respect you in the way that you wanted to be respected, and so you thought that you were not a warrior. Come on. Somebody looked at you and devalued who you were or what you were doing, and so therefore you felt like you were not a warrior. But I'm here to tell you that it needs to start within your mind that you believe that you are a warrior. Come on. Good morning, Karen. You need to believe that you are a warrior, and you need to do so consistently, because there's always going to be the person that is going to try to tell you that you're not, that is going to try to show you that you're not. So I came across this quote, and it said the basic difference between an ordinary man and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse. And I was looking at that and I was saying, wow, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Kendall. I was looking at that this morning because I said, wow, it's interesting that they say the ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse, but the warrior sees it as a challenge. See, the warrior sees a no as a reason for them to find somebody that's going to say yes. The warrior sees a moment where a discussion happens as a moment for them to be able to look on the inside and say, what needs to be changed? God, what must I do to be saved? Y'all better come on this morning. What must I do? What must I do? That's the warrior on the inside of you. See, the warrior on the inside of you will go and look at a circumstance. Now, mind you, granted, don't think that a warrior always sees it immediately. There is no perfection in this. So it's not that the warrior sees it immediately, and now that immediately they're like, oh, I got this. That's not it. It's that at some point, the warrior on the inside of you, the warrior that you are, there's something on the inside that's in your mind that shifts and says, there's something I can get out of this circumstance. There's something I can get out of this situation. There's something I can get out of the negative and I can turn it into a positive. There's something that happens after the fire. Come on. There's the rebuilding that can happen. Come on. Come on. Come on. There's a fire that happens, and afterwards there's a rebuilding that can occur. So you either rebuild or you move. But what people fail to realize is that in forest, when there is a fire, although there is devastation in the moment, it creates something new within the ecosystem. For the animals, it brings new animals to that forest. It brings new life to that forest. It brings new plant life to that forest. There's something that happens. The warrior, the warrior can take a fire and use it as a place of growth. So whatever it was that you thought devastated you, it devastated your business, it devastated your marriage, it devastated your life. It made you feel as though you were no longer worthy. Oof, I don't know who that's for. You were no longer worthy of God's love. You were no longer worthy of God's favor. You were no longer worthy of God's passion and purpose and mercy and grace. That was a moment where the warrior on the inside of you was not at their fullest capacity. That's when the warrior on the inside of you was not at their fullest capacity. And so that's when you were struggling to see your worth. You were struggling to see that there was a fight on the inside of you and that you already won the war. I'm thankful that I already won the war. So Romans 12:2 is the foundation, but we also have to look at Colossians 3:2. Set your mind on the things above, not on the things that are on earth. And even though it's easier said than done, even though we hear it said repeatedly, um, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. We see it and we hear it consistently. But the reality comes in that we have to repeat it to ourselves sometimes on a daily basis. I need to be seeking first what it is that God has me doing in this season. I need to be seeking first where it is that he wants me to do, it is that he wants me to go, who it is that he wants me to talk to. And it's hard because we want to think that discernment means when I talk to somebody that my feelings about that person is my discernment. See, that's not the warrior, because the warrior cannot always go by emotion. The warrior cannot always go by emotion because emotion will have us being fickle. Emotion will not have us focused. Emotion will literally have us on a roller coaster going up and down, thinking that we're moving forward when we're really not. And so when I set my mind on the things above, then I'm not acting on what somebody did to me. Because can I tell you something? You know, they always talk about revenge, and people talk about, well, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna do to you what you do to me, and all of these other things. And all we end up seeing is this tit for tat and this back and forth. God didn't call us as warriors to be back and forth. He called us to fight a battle and to move forward. He called us to fight a battle and to advance. He didn't call us to fight a battle and then go back and fight the battle again and then go back. That's not how this works when it comes to this journey that we're on. You guys let me know if you can hear me okay, because I just saw somebody say that there was a bad connection over on Periscope. So all my Periscope people, make sure, let me know if you can hear me okay. But I need you to get this. Hey, Maria, good morning, sis. I need you to get this understanding is that the warrior on the inside, I have to consistently go and renew my mind, because I have to renew my mind because guess what? I went and had conversations with people that were not following the same faith as me. I went and had conversations that were devastating. I've learned of things that were going on in other people's lives. I've learned of, things that were coming down the pipeline in my own life. I had a bad report from a doctor. I had, trying to get the bills paid. I'm trying to get the business running. I'm trying to do all of these things. And so in our mind, if we go by what we've dealt with, then emotionally we'll give up the fight. Okay, good. We'll give up the fight. We'll give up thinking that we're not a warrior. We'll give up thinking I'm not really supposed to be here. When we think about David, oh, and this going to catch somebody. When we think about the mindset of David, David had to go back and say, well, I had this fight and I won. I had this fight and I won. So if God kept me in those fights, then he'll keep me in this one. See, that's the mindset that we have to have. If God kept me when I was homeless, then he'll keep me now. If God made sure that my children were not begging bread in a moment where I could not find a job for several years, then he'll keep me now. See, we got to continue to rehearse those things. The issue comes in is that people think that when I talk about where I've been, that I'm living in that moment. You're not living in that moment. You're understanding that it took that moment to get you here. You're understanding the significance of that win, of that victory. And it's interesting because that victory it may have been the hardest fight of your life, but you won. Remember, a warrior is a brave or experienced soldier or fighter. You are an experienced soldier. You are an experienced fighter. You have been fighting for your family. You have been fighting for your marriage. You have been fighting for your life. You have been fighting for your clients. You have been fighting. And I need you to understand that you are a warrior. I don't care what anybody else told you. I don't care what they told you about what you were wearing. I don't care what they told you about your hair. I don't care about what they told you about your voice. You are a warrior. I got to take it back. Oh, take it back to Philly. You are a warrior. And it's only in the understanding that you realize that not only are you a warrior, that you are a warrior prepared for the battle that you are in. So now, as a warrior, we have to change our minds. We have to make sure that we are renewing our minds each and every morning. Some people do a war cry. Some people get up and they are in prayer. Some people go and they fast in the mornings. Some people go and they spend time in worship. Whatever it is you need to do, you need to set your mind every morning of this month and following. Warrior, I need you to make sure that you are making sure your mind is in place, in position, that you're not carrying the mind of your boss. Ooh, this gonna go deep because mm, some of you have the mind of Christ and some of you have the mind of your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend. Some of you have the mind of Christ and some of you have the mind of your boss at your job. And you hear yourself saying and rehearsing things that your boss or that ex said to you or said about life or said about circumstances. You hear yourself repeating the things. It's the same way that if we hear a song, the song is now in our heads and we're repeating the lyrics throughout the day. And we may have only heard the song one time. We may have only heard the song in our morning commute, but by lunch, we still have that song in our head and we can start humming it or we start to sing it. Some of you, there needs to be a shift in your mind where you are going back to having the mind of Christ in order for you to stop rehearsing what it is that they were doing and they were saying. See, we pick up the little sayings that people put out into the world. Oh, I'm dead tired. I'm not dead tired. I am full of energy. I am well able to take this land. Listen, I'm stop saying things that other people say. Because when you speak to a warrior is not saying the things that someone else said because they don't have, come on, they don't have that mind of Christ. So when you have a mind of Christ, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have all things richly to enjoy. So guess what? I'm not always broke. Come on. I ain't never got any money. Looking at your children and oh, see, the enemy mad because now it's starting to freeze up on my side. We bind that in the name of Jesus. You're not gonna be freezing up on us because we got a word this morning, and we gonna make sure that er body get this good word. Okay. So we have to get that understanding. So some of us, we need to make sure that in the morning we are preparing ourselves to have the mind of Christ. When we prepare ourselves to have the mind of Christ, then I won't repeat what I heard everybody else say. I won't repeat those different things, those different sayings that other people repeat. I'm not going to do that. I will call a thing and speak to it. I will speak to it. I will speak to it the same way that Jesus spoke to the fig tree. I will speak to it because life and death are in the power of my tongue. But that's only when I have the right mindset. That's okay. We back. That's only when I have the right mindset. And so if my mind is on things of Christ, if my mind is on things above, then what that person said is not going to have the same effect on me. And it took a while because you will have people that will say things to you um, to be spiteful. You'll have people say things to you to kind of undercut you. Maria said it, words cut deep. And so people will say little things to you that will, they're trying to cut you, they're trying to burn you, they're trying to make you feel less of. They're coming at your core, they're coming at who you are as a person, they're coming at your values, they're coming at your they come at you, and you don't, oh, if you focus on that, then you've already lost the battle. See, when I forget what it is that I'm fighting for, when I forget what it is that I'm fighting for, then I've already lost the battle. When I forget what it is that I'm fighting for, I've already lost the battle. I've already put myself into the loser mindset. I'm no longer thinking as a warrior thinks. See, a warrior, they're thinking about the war that they are in. They're thinking about the battle that they are in, not obsessing over it, but they're literally thinking about winning in it. They're thinking about strategizing which angle they're going to come from, what direction they're going to attack from, how long it's going to take. Listen, we don't even know how long the battle will take, but they're saying, you know what? We know that we have enough rations for this amount of time. So what are we going to do if we go past that? Come on. Come on. Come on. People will attempt to try to take the warrior out of you. Maria just said it. People will attempt to try to tell you that you're not a warrior, and you are. You are. I'm gonna keep saying this definition. A warrior is a brave and experienced soldier or fighter. That is what a warrior is. You are experienced, you are brave. You woke up this morning. There is breath in your body. There is breath in your body. You are experienced. You are a warrior. And so the other scripture for this morning is Romans 8:5. For those who are according to the flesh set their minds on things of the flesh, but those who are according to the spirit, the things of the spirit. Everything that we've read, set your mind for those who are according to the flesh. And when we think about, when we think about all of these things, it's all action on our part. Y'all better catch this. It's all action on our part. And do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Set your mind on the things above. For those who are according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the spirit, the things of the spirit. You have control of how you set your mind. Now that's going to cut somebody. That's going to take somebody to a whole nother level right there. That's going to take somebody to a whole nother level, because that means that God is giving you the power to set your mind. God is giving you the strength. He's giving you the know-how. He's giving you, he said, life and death are in the power of your tongue. Speak a thing. Speak a thing. He's giving you the power to reset your mind. It's interesting because we're like, no, I don't think, no, oh my goodness, everything just has my mind so tore up. Everything just has my mind so all over the place. Oh, I can't get my mind focused. I can't. No, no, no. Stop saying those things. You can get your mind focused because you have the power to reset your mind. It says it right here. I've read Romans 12:2. Somebody make sure that you put it down below, so that way people know coming in which scriptures we were talking about. Romans 12:2. Colossians 3:2, and Romans 8:5. No, you have the power to reset your mind. You have the power to transform your mind. You have the power to transform your mind. So when you understand that you have the power to transform it, why do you keep giving somebody else the power over your mind? Why do you continuously give somebody the power to control your mind? And it's being controlled in what we listen to and what we watch and what we talk about, because we are hearing ourselves talk. So, what you listen to and what you see, what you meditate on. Thank you, Karen. That is literally how you reset your mind. You want to know why you getting up and you can't, oh my goodness, you getting up with pain in your body. What's the last thing you listened to before you went to bed? What's the last thing you watched when you went to bed? Now, granted, I'm not saying that you can't watch your favorite show. I'm not saying that, but what's the last thing that you are putting into your mind before you close your eyes? Shh, come on. Yes, ma'am, you got them right. What's the last thing that you're putting in your mind before you close your eyes? What's the first thing that you're putting into your mind when you open your eyes? Are you scrolling through social media? Is that the first thing you're doing? Because ain't no telling what you're putting in your mind when you scroll through social media. I had to stop following some people and unfriend people because I didn't want that in my mind at any point in my day. What's the first thing? What's the first thing that you're putting into your mind? What's the last thing that you're putting into your mind? When you make a decision that you are going to put something into, literally, I, for a long time, before I would go to bed, would listen to a podcast, I would listen to scripture, or I would listen to worship music. Yesterday I came home and my home was the spirit was it was just amazing in my home. Why? Because when I left yesterday, come on, I went and I just put on worship music. And so when I came in, it was such a peace in my home. It was such a peace in my mind. Guess what? You set the atmosphere. Your kids running up and down the walls. Reset your atmosphere by resetting their minds and your minds. When you wake up in the morning, what is playing? Come on. Come on. Karen said, I'm still purging stuff, purging folk from my page. You got to have this understanding. And when we get to it, now it's like, okay, and when it comes to resetting my mind, I'm never going to leave y'all without steps to do what it is that we're going to talk about each day. Because remember, we're doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:45. So to reset your mind, sometimes you got to clear out some of the old stuff. Are you doing a purge? Are you clearing out the things that you come on? Come on. Come on. Michael said it. You have to decide you are a thermostat or a thermometer. One sets the temperature and the other reads the temperature. And that's exactly what it is when it comes to your mind. There's the warriors. Oh, come on. The warrior sets their mind and resets their mind. The worrier doesn't. The worrier allows other people to set their mind and reset their mind. Oh, y'all better. I hope y'all caught that. I hope y'all caught that. The warrior sets their mind and resets their mind. The worrier allows others to reset and set their mind. And so when we decide that we will be the warrior, we have to learn that comes with a responsibility to reset our minds. Thermostat or thermometer, which one are you? Which one are you? And so there's a reason we had to start out with mindset in this series, because the mind is what we need to be able to fix everything else. See, there's a reason why, when you talk to a child, it's a different conversation, because a child, their mind has not been set in the way that an adult's mind has been set. An adult looks to outside inspiration, or and outside um acknowledgement, and oh my goodness, just you think that you have to be validated by people. A child is not trying to be validated by anybody but their parents, or someone who's in close authority. But a child they love to dream. They love to think. They love to use their minds and create places and things, because if they create places and things, they can be anything in the world. They can do anything. And so I love listening to my sis Tiara. Her daughter goes and they do like a little video on her stories in the mornings. And I go and listen and she tells stories and she says good morning and she tells people she loves them. And I just absolutely love it. But I love it more so because her mind is not tainted by what anybody else is doing in the world. See, we said it. Oh, are you the thermostat or the thermometer? Right now, she's the thermostat, and she loves it. We have to set our minds, set our atmosphere, set our conversations. So we have to do that purge. Sometimes there's some things we will need to get. Look, come on, come on, come on. Look. Look. That's gonna be. She said that's my next broadcast title. Wow. Listen, you gotta understand. I gotta set the atmosphere. Oh, I got you, Maria. I'll send you the worship playlist that I have. I'll send it over to you. Um it's one that I got from Tiffany Montgomery. It was an awesome playlist. Oh my goodness, I loved it. Um but you have to be able to reset. And so the warrior resets their minds and sets their mind. The worrier will allow other people to reset and set their mind. I got to set my atmosphere. I got to make sure things. Now, mind you, I have teenagers, so it ain't no telling what's playing in the morning, depending on which teenager you're next to. It could be K-pop music, it could be worship, it could be a word, it can be anything. But I'm also playing something as well. Come on, we gotta have that. We gotta have. That's what I love you, sis. That's what it's all about. It's being able to say, okay, I need to reset my atmosphere. I need to make sure that I'm getting up in such a way that I'm not getting up thinking about yesterday's woes. I'm not getting up thinking about yesterday's pain. I'm getting up with a refreshed mind. I'm getting up with a renewed sense that today is a new set of 24 hours that I can do anything in. That's the warrior. This battle is, listen, this battle is mine. I got this. I've already won the war. I'm gonna go fight this and give it my all. Because in the end, it's mine. Because I know who I'm fighting for and who I'm fighting with. So one, we need to purge some people. You guys know January was for World Voice League. That was our purge month. We started purging. There are still people purging. Look, folk are still purging. They're still going through their friend. And that's just the friends list. They still going through and purging. We purged everything: our homes, our cars, emails, our laptops, our phones, our social media. We purged so much. Why? Because we had to clear stuff out in order for us to renew. Why? Because sometimes we're following people that are resetting our minds to a negative, that are making us go and rehearse negativity in our lives, that are going making us rehearse that we're not good enough. We need to compete. We need to compare ourselves. That's not what we need to do. There is a journey that is meant specifically for you, and you have to be able to know, as the warrior, as the brave and experienced soldier or fighter, you have to understand that I can't compare myself to the fighter next to me, because then I'm not giving my focus to the fight that I'm in. Come on. I cannot focus on the fighter next to me, because then I cannot give my focus to the fight that I'm in. We have to. We have to. And then reset. So purge, and then we go into a season of resetting our mind, resetting our atmosphere. What are you doing in your mornings? What's your morning routine look like? Are you getting up, rushing, getting dressed, clean, getting washed, dressed, and out the door? Or are you setting time in the morning for you to just sit and be still? Even if, and don't think that it has to be three. You got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning so you can sit for 3 hours. And no. You can start with where you are. Get up 15 minutes earlier. Get up out. Some people do it in their bed and just be. Talk to God. Put on some worship music. Sit there without a rush. Without a rush in your spirit, without a rush in your time, without a rush in your body, because all of that does take a toll on your body as a whole. And we'll talk about this as we're going through this whole warrior series. It takes a toll on your body. So get up and have a moment where you're just sitting and you're just refocusing. I love that I work from home. Everybody doesn't work from home. So in the stressful moments when you're on your drive, what are you listening to? Your commute to and from work, what are you listening to? On your lunch break, what are you listening to? I'm going to tell you something. When I decided that I wanted to leave my job, I listened to podcasts, audiobooks. I listened to powerful messages from people that were entrepreneurs doing some great things. That's what I listened to on my commute because I had to continuously renew my mind to a point where I got to the point where, okay, somebody said something to me, I'm not going to take offense to it. People couldn't understand how I was always so happy and excited at a job that was not the happiest and exciting job. Why people would come in and specifically look for me. They wouldn't come if they didn't see me there, they wouldn't come in. It was because I set the atmosphere when I was there. And when something got me off, I went and I took time aside to reset my mind. It's okay. And I have to make sure you hear this. It's okay to walk away and get yourself together for a moment. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care if you're at your job. I don't care if you're in church and somebody does something at church. There, it's okay. I'm a walker, so I would go and take a walk, and that would be how I clear my head. But it's okay for you to walk away for a moment and get your head in order, because if not, then you've just allowed that person to reset your mind. And so you need to go and reset your own mind. You need to go and say, okay, let me go and just, even if I just have 2 minutes, let me go and listen to a 2 minute worship song, 2 minutes of a song. Let me go listen to something that's going to reset. Because if not, then you'll go through and that'll be sitting in your mind, it'll be sitting in your heart, and it sits heavy on your body. And that's where people get back pains and stroke and ulcers and all of that stuff comes from. You've allowed somebody to reset your mind or to set your mind that they didn't have the authority to do so. You gave them power to. Resetting your mind takes back your power. I don't know if y'all caught that. Resetting your mind, you took back the power when you decided you were going to reset your mind. So if I have to go and sit on my lunch break, I may not be able to sit in the cafeteria with everybody else. I need to go. I've been at an event, and I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna let you guys go for today. I've been at an event where things were not properly communicated. People were doing what they wanted to do. Things were shifted and changed last minute. And I was just supposed to go and flow with it. And I'm able to do so, but it's very stressful when things are changing in the moment consistently. As an MC, as a host, there is no that like there's no stress there. There's a lot of stress there. It is. Because you're trying to make things flow and look seamless to the attendees. And you can't come out stressed and can't come out with an attitude, and I can't come out that way. So what I did was, while everyone else was going and having lunch in the room, I went to the hotel's restaurant. I sat down by myself and I ordered something to eat. Even though I had a free meal, I need you to understand that today is the day that you say, I'm taking back my peace. And I'm not allowing anybody else to have it. I'm taking back my time. I'm taking back my peace. I'm taking back my joy. And if that means I need to come away for a second, then I'm going to come away for a second. That's okay. If that means that I need to go and 2 days a week I'm not on social media, then so be it. That needs to be done. But my mind has to be right in order for me to help anybody. I can't help anybody if my mind is not set into a right position. I can't help anybody if my mind is all over the place. And so I went, and one of the other girls that knows me, because I'm an introvert, you guys, y'all know, I'm an introvert. She came into the restaurant, she sat in front of me. She said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm okay." And she said, "What happened?" And so I had calmed down, and I let her know what happened. And I said, she said, "But we had food." And I said, "I needed to come away." And it's because things were not properly communicated. And then it was like as if it was just, oh, well, whatever. Afterwards, I could not work in that atmosphere and still sit down and be cordial and come on. Look, right? Come on, you better say it. Put yourself on timeout. I can't work in that atmosphere. And so I had to come away. But the person who knew me well, she came to me to make sure I was okay. She asked me what happened, and then she left me to be in my space. When I came back, none of the attendees knew. And this was an event, there had to be about 100 people in the room. There was none of the attendees knew. Actually, it was probably more than that. None of the attendees knew what was going on. None of the attendees knew that I had gotten so frustrated. None of the attendees knew. None of the speakers knew, unless somebody told them afterwards. But when I came back as if nothing had happened. And I was able to come back with no animosity, with no fear, with no anger, with no frustration, because you're not going to steal my peace. Exactly. Come on. You're not going to steal my peace. And as a warrior, I gotta understand there's things, there's my war cry. There's some things that I gotta make sure that I'm in the right position. Because again, if I'm focused on anything other than this fight that I'm in right now, then I lose the fight that I'm in. Then I lose the fight that I'm in. So I ate, I prayed, and when I came back, it was as if nothing had happened. I can't, you have to get to that point. And so warriors, I need you to understand that you are a warrior. I'll give you the definition one more time, and then I'll give you the foundational scriptures, the scriptures for today. So, warrior is a brave and experienced soldier or fighter. And so life circumstances, this is my definition. This is what I'm telling you. Life circumstances make you brave and experienced. But life circumstances can also make you feel as though you're not brave and that your experience is not valuable. It's your mindset that matters. And so we said Romans 12:2, and do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Colossians 3:2, set your mind on the things above, not on the things that are on earth. And Romans 8:5, for those who are according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. You have the power to set and reset your mind. Stop giving other people the power to do so. And so today, y'all know I always give you some boldness to do, right? If somebody walks up to you and you feel as though that they are trying to set or reset your mind, we're not accepting it today. If we have to take that time to walk away for a moment, walk away for a moment. We're not accepting it today. You have the power to set and reset your mind. Set and reset your mind. Come on. Exactly. Those are the pivotal moments. So I am super excited, guys. This series is going to be amazing. Oh, we are about to just rocking and rolling. And this was just day one. Guys, this was just day one. I hope y'all are ready. I'm super excited about what we have coming down the pipeline this whole month. Like I said, my notes are written out. I got quotes and scriptures for you guys. I'm going into prayer for you guys. So every day that you guys come in, I'm praying over you. Those that come in and see the live stream as your names come up, I'm praying for you guys. You guys know that we do the weekly prayer. Exactly. Maria said that includes everyone. Come on. The weekly prayer is in the group on Thursday mornings at 6:15. I'm excited. Woo! You better say that. I'm excited. I'm excited about where it is that we're going with this. And he said, mind your mind. We have some great things coming down the pipeline, y'all. This is our marching orders. So your marching orders are for today is we're not letting anybody reset or set our minds. We are resetting and setting our minds to the things that God wants us to do. We are going and we are reclaiming our peace so that we are well able to take the land. Why? Because guess what? If our minds are not clear, then we cannot download the instructions that he has for us. We need his instructions. I know a lot of times we try to give him instructions, but we need his instructions so that way we can overcome the land. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this warrior series. And guys, man, share it out. Share it out. Let somebody know that they are a warrior today. Inbox somebody today. Oh, Grand Rising. Hey, Veronica. Message somebody today and let them know that they are a warrior. You don't have to do it in public. You can do it through a DM. You can do it, but just say, you are a warrior. And you can let them know what a warrior stands for. Because they need that today. You don't know. You don't know who it will impact today. Come on. Come on. I'm going to leave you with that right there. Let no one divide you and take your joy. Warriors. And then I got a special person coming, and he's been doing some research, and like literally when I tell you all the stuff that's been going on, I will let y'all guys know I am reading The Art of War. So if you want to read that along, you can. I'm not like on any specific reading schedule, but I am reading The Art of War. And like I said, I'm doing some extensive research because I want us, if we march in this march, God wants to give us marching orders. We need to be in position so that way we can march on. Let's go. Let's go. We got some great things coming. So you guys have an amazing day, amazing start to your week. Remember, don't forget to tell somebody that they are a warrior today. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.